Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you every page that I've colored in May 2025. It's possible that I will show a whip if I will flip through a book where I'm working on one, but I think it's only one book at the moment where I have a whip going on. That's in this big pile over here. I'm going to put them aside, and without further ado, I'm going to show you everything that I've worked on, starting with this huge book. It's not an A4 size, it's bigger. I'm going to take an A4 sized book so that you can see the difference. It's like the Disney Vitro coloring book, the portraits one. And before I start, I shall say it's a lot of Disney again, but also Maria Troll, Camilla Derico, Hannah Carlson. So it's a bit of a mix-up with pictures, but the majority will be Disney because I really had an addiction to Disney pictures in May. And so, yeah. So the first one is Galerie de Portrait by Hatchet Heroes. And I've worked on a Disney figure that I have nothing in common with, or I'm normally not really a fan of Donald. I don't have anything against Donald and Mickey, but they are not my favorite characters to color. But I was intrigued by all the money here. I wanted to use some new gel pens. I have bought I forgot the name, super shiny something by Lightwish, but I don't like them quite a lot. One is already broken, a purplish one, and yeah, the nib came out. It exploded. This pen exploded. So I'm a bit sad that I've paid quite a lot of money for those pens, while they are not really delivering what I was expecting. So the border I'm not so happy with. I had a bit of an issue with my inks. So yeah, I tried to save everything with what I could do. But for the most part, I really liked playing around with some stickles around the coins above. He's called Dagobert in Dutch, but I forgot his name in English. But I really liked working on his head. I'm super proud of how that one turned out. And also his vest, with all the different shadings and light sources coming in. But the hat, I really had a lot of work, and I spent a lot of time on his head. But yeah, it that one has turned out how I wanted it. The sacks full of money weren't also quite easy for my feeling, but I hope they give the impression of a real clothy sack in which money is transported or kept. So yeah, this one, it's an okay page. It was very much of my liking until I started with the sacks and finished with the border. It's for the a border I don't do immediately. I always start with the background, and that was already in yellow tones because it had to be shiny and shimmery because of all of the coins that he was having. But yeah, it's an okay page, but it was a better one without all the things around. No, not Scrooge. I don't remember his name. The next picture that I can show you is in the Tales from the Witch Cottage by Hannah Carlson. And this was a bit of an experiment. I hope it will be visible. What I did was cover up the background with shimmery paint. So if I flip, you can see a bit of shimmer. And on top, I went with granulating watercolors by Kuretake. So I still have that shimmer from the base part of my picture, but I also have the different color schemes here, and of course also at the top, thanks to the granulation of the paints by Kuretake. Now the key itself, it's just some basic coloring. For me, the background was the most important thing here. So it was a test, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I just did it on this page because I didn't have a lot of coloring to do as an extra. So, but it's a very nice process to give your page a shimmery shine, then go over with, yes, a playful kind of paint and see where it takes you. I really like this stain here and that stain over there with the blue and the purple. Yeah, it's a bit of a stormy look. So that was this one. Up to the next page, I have one whip in here, and I finished one. I did one in April, but I also did one in May. This is my whip. Which other one did I do in, I hope I'm not mistaken, that I did another one in here, except for Beauty and the Beast, which I have shown in April. Oh, okay, I was wrong. I thought I did another one. So this is my whip for May. Again, did the background first with some inks, distress inks, but I wasn't very much fond of it, how it turned out, so I grabbed my Mod Podge Gold, and as you can see, it's quite shiny. And so yeah, I'm coloring in Stitch with Holbein pencils, a Chroma Flow one, and I think a Luminance, a combo of 3. So yeah, of course I have bleed through, but whenever I feel like coloring in this page, I'm sure I will be able to hide it again. But for now, I really was drawn to this page, and I like that I don't have to color the border anymore. Yeah, it's nice to be playful with such a lot of shimmer glue, and I think it suits them as well. It makes it more playful even. So that was this one. I'm sorry, I thought I had another finished one in this book. Then we are going to Fairy Tales by Emily Liedehall Oberg. Now, normally it would have been a buddy color with Selena Moonlight from Instagram, but she started her page and she wasn't liking how it turned out. And mine was already finished back then. I thought she was doing a lovely job, but I really can understand that if you're not feeling a page anymore, you stop and don't try to force yourself to continue or to like it, because it's just the opposite effect that you are getting. So Selena, absolutely no problem. I'm sure we will be able to find another buddy color page. In the month of May, it was a bit difficult for her and for me because I really was in a Disney vibe. She was not, totally understandable. And the pictures she showed me, I wasn't feeling. So we completely understood each other in our feelings and our desire, what we wanted to color. So I'm sure in the future we will bump upon one that we both fancy and are both happy with the progress that we are making. So that's something for in the future, I'm sure. But this one is the picture that I've finished in this book. I'm going to show it like this at the beginning. I went with a color palette. I'm not used to work with a color palette, but I saw a nice one on Pinterest and I wanted to use them on this page. So it was gray, blue, brown and pink. And so I decided to do all of the insects in the brownish tones, all the leaves. It was a grayish tone, although it's looking blue, it's gray. And then for a special effect, my Mod Podge was again not to the rescue, because I really like my page, but I thought it could use something extra magical. This page was done before the Lilo one, I should mention. But of course, stickles here and there, some shimmer paint for the dragonflies. And most of the pencils that I used, this one was Prisma. All the leaves are Prisma. And I think most of the, I think that the insects are Prisma as well. And the background is Neocolor too. So I really like how it turned out. I like my combination. So yeah, that was this one. The next one is the first page in this huge book, 300 colorings, so it's huge. I have volume 2 as well. Last month I colored in my Isma, and for this month I've chosen a fairly normal one without much background going on. There were a lot of waves where she was hopping in. So I've used gouache paint. I've used for the inner parts gelatos and some stickles, I see. I forgot that I put in some stickles. And for Ariel, I've used luminance pencils, Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer for her dress, I think, some Kuretake paint, or Paul Rubens. Could also be Paul Rubens for the upper skirt. I don't know how it's called. And for her, how do these, are these things called? This is a Mod Podge Super Sparkle or something like that. It's a combination of different colors of sparkle. Now I'm going to put this book down again because it's super heavy. The background is Distress Inks oxide. As you can see, I have some splatter here and there, here as well, in the top corner there. So it's it was nice to work on, but a quite simple one, not too much going on. I did had a bit of trouble with the water and the foam, but I think it turned out quite okay. So that was this one. Then the picture that I like the least for this month, or for the month of May, was in Falling Stars by Maria Trolle. Yeah, I'm not too fond of it. I wanted to try out something with the background, and yeah, it's done. It's colored. I'm going to lift you up. I really like how my little fairy turned out with her blue dress. She's nice looking, but everything else is, yeah, it's okay. Wasn't turning out how I wanted it to turn out, but at least it's colored. It's an extra page colored in my book, and that's always a plus. But I'm not going to leave it open as long. Then Histoire Éternelle, again by Disney. Can't remember what I did in this one. Oh yes, it's Dumbo and his mama. For the background, I was on a ink kick. Did a lot of inks last month. As you can see, splattering all around with some huge drops. And then for Dumbo and his mama, I'm not sure which pencil that I've used. Can't remember. I used glossy accents on their nails. He has some glossy as well. They have glossy on their eyes. I hope it's visible. Yes, for the mama it's visible. I've put on some stickles on her hat and on her scarf. Of course, he had some stickles as well. This is a shimmery paint. I don't know if it's Paul Rubens or another brand. And then for the border, I think it's Jelly Roll. I think it is. And I couldn't be bothered, of course, with all the little ribbons that were drawn. So that's why I've chosen for the multicolored background to take our eyes away from them and to focus on the mama and Dumbo. So that was this one. Then in the month of April, I forgot to show my first colored pages in the Flights of Fancy coloring book. This was a Christmas present from a friend, and I did in April, not this one, this one. So I did one in May as well, but to make sure that you have seen everything that I've colored recently, I wanted to show this one as a bonus. So again, granulating paint. I think I've used some salt to give it some extra feeling or effect. I went on top with Jelly Roll White on above all on the flowers, and of course a silver gel pen for all the things that came from I think it's a dandelion that she's lying in. So this is an okay page, but I really am fond of the one that I did in May, and that's this one. Again, I did use some shimmer paint as a base. It's quite visible here at the bottom. I'm going to refocus. And then I went on top with inks. So not with paint, but with inks. So you can still see the shimmer. And the yellow above is the ink. And then above the ink, splattering with water. And the strange thing is that the paint, the base layer it looks like I've sprayed with shimmer paint, but it's not. It's the base layer that is coming through. And then on the bee, I've used some inks as well as a base, and then shaded in with pencils. We have lovely glossy accents on the eyes and on his butt. And for the girl, I forgot which pencils that I've used, but I like her skin tone. She's not too pale, she's quite blushy. yeah, I like the rest of her outfit as well. It suits with the bee, and yeah, I'm very happy. I colored the girl first, and then the bee. I started with the background. Yeah, super happy with the result. This one is really, yeah, one that I'm very happy with. And please, if you want to be playful on your pages, try this technique. It's so fun. A base layer of shimmer paint and on top inks or granulating colors, and it's so playful. But keep in mind that you can ruin the page on the other side. Now, if you have one like this, it will be totally okay to cover it up one way or another. I also had the trouble with Mushu the last month. I rescued a page that had a huge bleed through as well, and it worked. So keep it in mind. If you feel more relaxed to do one on a single-sided book, perfect. But if you think, I really want to try this technique on a double-sided book, be aware how much water that you are using, because you will have bleed through. But for me, this was totally worth it. Really happy with this page. And then we are going to Disney Princesses coloring book. They are also always all the Disney books that I'm showing are hardback books. I really love them. And I did, oh yes, I did this one from Mulan. I don't know which animal or cuddly friend she's holding, so I've just made my own colors. It's a beige rabbit, and yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Again, to cover all these fans, just a combination of inks, a splattering, and then I've used, I think, watercolor pencils with some shading on top. Same for her blouse. For her skin, not sure which colors that or which pencils that I've used. I really like how her hair turned out as well. And of course he has a shiny nose and she has some shiny shoes. And just a little bit of stickles. I'm not always the super glittery girl. I like my glitter, but I can be modest from time to time as well. And this picture just asked less is more. So very happy with this one. Liked working on it. And it's, again, most of my books that I've shown, it's the first page in them. So yay. Color your heart. Then I'm going to show you, this is I'm always showing hardback books, but this one is from a coloring block on Famille. And I've done this one. I will take it out of the map. To show it even better. Had a lot of fun working on this one. Again, surprise, surprise. I hate doing those backgrounds with all the tiny stuff going on. So yeah. Geppetto has some glossy accent on his fingernails. A little bit of shimmer gel pen on Pinocchio. Only a tad of glossy on his glasses. Some shimmer paint for his glasses as well. And I don't only think, yeah, for our Figaro, I did his nose in glossy accents. And then the wood. It was the last phase that I was doing, and it was a work of labor, but it's done. And I really like the vintage look. It's an oldish kind of color for the ink that I've used for the paper, so that isn't quite pale anymore, as you can see. And I did use some alcohol markers for a few things. For his vest, this one was a gray alcohol marker, yeah, and then the red details, and all the other things are pencil. I had some issues covering up his shirt though, as you can see, but all in all, quite lovely end result, I think. So I'm going to put it back in its nap. Okay, then we're almost there. The 4 Seasons coloring book. I did my Bambi page in the month of April, and I did a summary page for May. Not too fond of the yellow background. I think it's Albrecht Dürer or Supracolor pencils, but for every leaf in this picture I've used granulating watercolors. For each type of plant I've used another set. So as you can see, not all the colors are the same. I have some stains as well. Same with this big one. These leaves have another color. The little ones here as well. And then we have Pascal with his shiny eyes. It's an okay page, but I wish I had used another color for the background. But on the other hand, it's sunny. It looks like he's lying in the sunset at night, I think, with his coconut juice. So yeah, it's a summary page, but maybe I should do it on another color scheme if I would redo it. But yeah, that was this one. Then the first 2 pages tackled in the couples coloring book. This started out with horrible backgrounds. Again, a lot of detail on the background I didn't want to color in. I've used Neo colors and it was super streaky. It was a disaster, and I went on top with inks and that saved it, lucky enough. So these 2 pages are done. This one is only inks. This one was the disaster with Neo color and inks on top. And lucky enough, it was saved. But for an extra detail, I grabbed Winsor & Newton silver ink for her. I think she's called, no, she's not Flower, that's the skunk. I don't remember her name, but she's the friend of Bambi. And I did some splattering around. And then for Bambi, I have chosen the gold ink by Winsor & Newton to, yeah, make sure that it matched his colors for the background. And I also think that the silver is working out quite well with the pink and the purple. I'm going to lift it up. So this is how she turned out. As you can see, all the little details. I don't like coloring in those. And this book has a lot of them, unfortunately. But yeah, I was thinking I'm using other things for the background, and I will be able to solve it. And I really like how Bambi turned out as well. Their feet and eyes and nose have glossy. And they're just the cutest couple, just as the book is called. I really like it, how they turned out. I also like that he has another color palette for his fur than she does. Sometimes it's quite hard to make out their colors because if you search online, they look different than in my Disney Who is Who coloring book. So it's always a bit of a search to, yeah, make out what to use. So that were these one. And then the last book. This is my absolute favorite picture for the month. It was the first that I've colored in the month, but it was by far my most favorite one. It took a lot of work. I was afraid a lot to mess it up, but in the end, I've managed to make it like I had envisioned it. And it's this one. I searched for a picture online for a sunrise, and that was what I found. Yellow, a bit of orange, and a bit of pink and purple. I've made the background with neo colors and went on top very softly with inks. The white lines here are white oil pastel by Pentel, and the sun is just a white. Oh, I wanted to focus, and I tried to focus by clicking on the sun. It's a shimmer paint, as you can see. The grass here and on the top is watercolor paint. I won this set several years ago. It's an Italian branded watercoloring set. I forgot the name. Agalo colors, Agalo or something like that. Really, really nice colors to work on or to work with on this page. The wood is done with Durban drawing. It could be in a bit of a combination with another type of pencil. I did use some Moonlight jelly roll for the extra details on the grass here. And then both the Fox and the Hound, I forgot with which brand that I've colored them. Again, I followed the colors online in combination with the Disney Who's Who. I haven't used any glossy here. The only shimmery thing is the sun and the little butterfly here. That's all. But I'm super happy with the end result. Especially, I was so afraid of doing this part with the tree trunk. I'm going to lift it like so that there isn't too much shimmer going on, that you can see quite clearly how it turned out in the end. And I'm not sure if I had bleed through. No, I only have a wobbly page, but this page I'm not going to color in my whole life. I think I don't even know which fairy tale this is, but nothing that I am fancying. So that was it for this month. I'm going to leave my book like this. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions or some nice messages, please leave them in the comments down below. And I hope I will see you soon on a new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.